So you're going to be using copywriting all across these platforms anyways, so why not be able to use it effectively? Here are some of the basic copywriting principles that we at Vision Paradox have adapted to help us create great copy. So the first principle is be specific. One audience, one product, one call to action. I recently got off the phone with a client last night, and they had like 3 call to actions just for their Instagram. They were trying to promote the new video that just came out that they just released. They're trying to get people to their crowdfunding campaign, and they're also trying to get people to buy their gear. That's 3 different calls to action, and that's super confusing for someone on the other end because you can't take three paths all at once. If there's a fork in the road, you got to make a choice, and it's your job to make it easier, addressing the person that you're specifically talking to and guiding them to the right path. Being specific meaning who is your target audience. So this is why having a buyer persona really helps out, because you know exactly how to talk to them. You know what works in convincing your mom to do something. You know what works in convincing your brother to do something. Or you know the little ticks of the people in your life that you just know the right buttons to push that will convince them to take action. For my girlfriend, she was trying to get me to eat something called balut. I refused to eat it, but I never backed down from a challenge. So she straight up said, "Why, you can't do it?" And that pushed my buttons, and that got me to take action and eat the food. And as much as I didn't like it, but I couldn't back down from the challenge. So that in that sense, I was the target audience. I got the call to action was to eat the food I didn't want. Product was the food. So a simple example from my personal life. Like I said, you're using it every single day. Now it's to take these basic human skills that we have with each other and use it for business. So if you're trying to target everyone, then you're not targeting anyone. So it comes back down to having a really strong buyer persona. Know who you're talking to, so your messaging is clear to them, and be clear on what you're trying to sell your service, and have a very specific call to action. Sign up, call, enroll, whatever it is, be specific. The next principle is keep it simple. Keep it simple doesn't necessarily mean, keep it short or long. That's really length. Speak to them like a regular person. There's some people that try to pull out $10, $20 words that some people just don't understand. Like the average reading grade for most Americans on our end, I think it's 4th or 5th grade. So that means, if you try to use a very fancy college level word, you might lose them. So it's important to meet them where they're at. So, and that's where it keeps it simple. And don't exaggerate your results. Don't hyperbolize, and just keep it simple. Next up is focus on the benefits, not the features. Essentially think about what their needs, what's in it for me. When they're looking at your product, when they're looking at what you're trying to sell, they're thinking, what's in it for me? So I'm pretty sure, example, finish my water bottle, so I can easily say 16 ounces. To a regular person, they might be like, what the fuck does that mean to me? So I want you guys to think okay, this is 16 ounces, so you stay hydrated longer, so you don't get thirsty on your 3.5 mile hike. So notice I went to the direction of people going on a hike, trying to stay hydrated. So it might make sense for someone who, like me, I enjoy hiking every now and then, and hydration is super important. I should probably get a better bottle, so it'd be a nice little upsell for something that's much more effective, like Hydro Flask. If I saw an ad from them, I would most likely buy, not necessarily a big thing, but probably small. I haven't gotten around to it, but again, 16, this is the feature. The 16 ounces is the feature. What it does for you is the benefit. So think, what's in it for them? How does it benefit their life? Again, keeps me hydrated during the hikes. The fourth principle is provide proof. It's one thing to sell a concept, but it's really hard because there's the whole saying, I'll believe it when I see it. And one of my favorite things, I used to be a personal trainer and health coach. Nothing convinces people more about what you do than providing proof. It allows them to see possibility. It allows them to see them in the other person's shoes, because it sparks that little seed of like, if they can do it, why can't I? It's another human that can do it. Why can't I do it? One of the ways I used to provide proof is showing the transformations of all the clients that I worked with. Going losing, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, or people gaining another 20, 30 pounds in muscle. It immediately takes care of a lot of objections that come up in their minds. It doesn't necessarily have to be transformations. You can show like a walkthrough of how the product works, or an example of another client using your product. So if you can provide any of that, I think visuals are insanely powerful. If you can get video testimonials, I take video testimonials over written testimonials every day, but they have to be legit, because I've seen people buy testimonials on Fiverr, and some of these people aren't exactly the most talented actors, and they get used a lot in different places. So make sure those are legit. The next principle is handling objections. So these are things that will not only help the person out, but future people out. Any potential like things holding them back. Like when I was a health coach, people would ask me like, would this affect my diabetes? Would this affect, would I have to cut my favorite food out? How long do you think this would take? Whatever the questions are in their head, get those questions and then write it out as an FAQ, so that way you can handle those objections later, in a sales page, or mention it in the middle of your video. Handling objections will definitely help you when you meet people with a lot of resistance. The last one, I think, is one of the most important things, is evoking emotion. Videos that are insanely viral always spark an emotion. If you want people to take action, you have to evoke emotion, because if they don't feel anything, they'll just, walk on past. We're all emotional creatures with the ability to rationalize things. We go things based off of gut feeling, or it feels right to me, and then we rationalize it after. So the ability to spark such a strong emotion and then get people to do something, it starts with that. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Vision Paradox TV. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share this with friends who you think might benefit from it. And if you guys got questions about social media in general, feel free to hit us up on Twitter or on DM us on Instagram, or leave us a comment here, and we'll do our best to answer everyone as quickly as possible. But if the question's really intriguing, we're going to add it to our Vision Ask VP segment, where we take your questions and answer it while we're doing stuff. And it's not just me, it's like the rest of the crew. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.